Minnesota. Quality defense. Podziemski to beat the buzzer. Floated it up and in.
The Warriors are far from their golden days. The front office grows impatient as the window of opportunity closes for their veteran core. Draymond and Klay are just not at the same level they once were, and the Chris Paul experiment has had mixed reviews so far. The Warriors are close to a losing record, and Stephen Curry is not a happy man. But amidst the chaos in San Francisco, there's been a very notable shining light: the rise of Brandin Podziemski. Podziemski made his NBA debut rather early this season against the Pelicans thanks to the absence of Klay Thompson. After performing in preseason games, Podziemski had earned a chance and looked more than ready. In 22 minutes, he tallied 5 points and 8 rebounds, with 2 assists to top it off. Despite the mediocre stat line, the young Warrior showed glimpses of his high basketball IQ and playmaking ability. Third-year player and teammate Jonathan Kuminga recently commented after a game that at the beginning of the year, he was worried Podziemski might not get a run in his first season. "I was afraid for him because I didn't know if he was going to play as a rookie," Kuminga said. "You know how it goes over here. You've got Chris Paul, you've got Steph, so I really didn't know if he was going to play. But he showed flashes that he was going to be good." Podziemski is an unconventional NBA player. He's 6'4" with limited athleticism, a funky shot, and no reliable interior defense. He doesn't necessarily check off all the boxes to have the upside of a star in today's saturated league. This is precisely what scouts thought when he was playing through his junior years too. Born in Muskego, Wisconsin, Podziemski attended St. John's Northwestern Military Academy, where he didn't even make the cut for the high school varsity team in his freshman year. But Podziemski had a very good upbringing, with parents who taught him the value of a strong work ethic at an early age. Not making the varsity team only motivated him to work like he never had before. And in his sophomore season, he took the high school basketball team by storm. Averaging 22.5 points and 9.5 rebounds on the season, Podziemski was named to first-team All-State as a sophomore, causing scouts to start taking some intrigue in him. He didn't stop there either, further improving his averages as a junior, putting up almost 28 points a game to go with his 9 boards, once again earning him a first-team All-State spot. But recruiters still question if it was just a couple of hot seasons for the youngster. What they didn't know is that Podziemski's sophomore and junior years were just the warm-up. In his final season, Podziemski exploded and took his game to another level, averaging 35 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals a game. He was named Wisconsin Mr. Basketball, forcing recruiters to take notice. Rated as a 4-star recruit coming out of high school, Podziemski received multiple offers but chose to commit to Illinois. And coming off the stellar year he just had, expectations were high and confidence was higher. But college basketball is an entirely different beast, and any hopes Podziemski had for playing well in his freshman season were slammed back in his face. The fall-off was brutal. In the 26 games he played for Illinois, he averaged a disappointing 1 point a game. One singular point. Looking at this without context seems unfathomable, but then you learn that the head coach was only giving him 3 minutes of playing time a game for those 26 appearances. The stat line starts to make more sense. Illinois sold their program to Podziemski, who undoubtedly joined with a far bigger role in mind, one where he could flourish and show his talent. I don't know what change of heart the team's management had, but they no longer wanted to buy into the Wisconsin sensation. Feelings grew tense and relationships between the team management and Podziemski began to fall apart. After his freshman season at Illinois came to an end, the Wisconsin prodigy transferred to Santa Clara University. Santa Clara proved to be the place where he was allowed to play his natural game and evolve as a consistent performer for the Broncos. Right from minutes played to points per game, every metric witnessed a jump in numbers. Knowing his role at Santa Clara was far from significant, Podziemski stepped up his game and brought back what many saw in high school, averaging 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists on his way to the NBA draft. Brandin Podziemski is an extremely hard worker, but his best attribute might just be his confidence. In a recent matchup against Brooklyn, Podziemski came onto the court with a little over a minute remaining of what was Golden State's 12th consecutive close matchup. In a critical possession, BP brought the ball up the court. Making the right play, he swung the rock to a flaming hot Curry who was torching the nets. Steph was immediately double-teamed and passed the ball back to Podziemski, who, without hesitation, pulled up for the crucial 3 while a rampaging Nick Claxton lunged at him. Unfortunately, the attempt didn't go down as Warriors fans might have hoped, and the 3-ball from Podziemski failed to cash in. Nevertheless, it was the right play and the winning play, which would have caused most rookies to crumble under the pressure. But this kid doesn't blink, and even Klay Thompson was singing his praises. BP's pretty confident, Thompson said. It's probably one of his best attributes, honestly, his belief in himself. I saw that this past summer. The current Golden State Warriors roster has a weird dynamic going on. The veteran core of star players that their dynasty was built on, and then the newer generation of younger players who are trying to carve out a role for themselves and help the likes of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Players like Kuminga and Moody, who are only 21 years old and still developing their mindset and play style, are stuck in the middle ground between learning from their mistakes and being conservative with the ball. Now I've got to say, I really don't think that Golden State is a good place for young players to develop their game. Don't get me wrong, playing under the likes of Steve Kerr and having Curry as your mentor would be incredible, but the Warriors are running out of time and are in a win-now mode where mistakes aren't necessarily tolerated. This has been most noticeable with how the Warriors handled their youngsters in the past. For example, in his rookie season, Eric Paschall played at least 30 minutes in 31 games and was given a lot of praise for his fit in the Warriors system. The following season, he saw his usage get slashed by half and his averages followed suit. Then, only a year later, he was shipped off to Utah before being kicked out of the league for good. We saw a similar occurrence with Patrick McCaw, who at age 21 played 71 games for the Warriors as a rookie on their way to a championship in 2016. He even followed that up the next year with 57 games played for the back-to-back champs, only to be shipped off the following season. James Wiseman is another that comes to mind, and you could even say the same thing happened to Jordan Poole just recently. Now, obviously, there was a bit more going on with that situation, but nevertheless, he was still moved on from. But why is Podziemski's situation different? Simply put, it lies in his adept ball handling and passing, both highly valued in the Warriors' read and react style of play. Coach Kerr, known for emphasizing ball security, is particularly strict with young players regarding turnovers. While he accepts occasional turnovers from Curry and Draymond Green, he doesn't tolerate them from the younger members. Kerr consistently appreciates the presence of a reliable ball handler and decision maker on the court, a role filled by players like Iguodala, Sean Livingston, and Paul, who serve as the coach's comfort blanket. And he's intelligent, which coaches love more than anything. When the Warriors took on the Blazers in Portland, it was once again another close game. With under 3 seconds left, Shaedon Sharpe brought the ball down the court in an attempt to send the contest to overtime. Podziemski was the last man on defense and once again made the winning play. Putting his body on the line, he drew the offensive foul and ultimately won the game for Golden State. Even with Curry, Klay, and CP3 all healthy, Kerr chose to have Podziemski on the court in the final seconds to help close the game out. And, well, it was the right choice. We've never seen Kerr put his trust in a rookie like this, at least not in a season that matters. We've never seen the Warriors championship core take to and believe in a rookie like this either. He doesn't even turn 21 years old until February and has only played a handful of games, but already feels like the glue holding the youth and veteran cores together. The curly-haired rook is quickly becoming a fan favorite in the Bay Area too, and for good reason. He's the first Warriors rookie since Chris Webber to tally 200+ points, 100+ rebounds, and 75+ assists in the first 25 games of his career. Despite being an unorthodox player, he fits the Warriors system like a glove, and his run of form is only going to elevate the team's standards. If some of the older guards like Paul and Klay can't perform night in, night out, Podziemski might start eating into their minutes. This shouldn't be seen as a bad thing for the old-timers, as it forces them to not get complacent with their position in the team. Podziemski's role is to bring the energy and hustle plays to an older team in order to light that fire within them, because when that happens, it's a long day for the opposition. Podziemski is slowly creeping up the rookie race to sit along the likes of Jaime Jaquez Jr., who's had a stellar past couple months. Not quite at the level where Wemby and Chet are sitting, but definitely in contention for first-team All-Rookie. Things are trending upwards for the young man, and it seems like he's going to be a key factor in whether or not the Warriors are able to add to their dynasty. The streets are calling him Pods, but I think we can come up with a better nickname. Give me your best suggestions. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you join us when we look at the next upcoming Wonder Kid.